Bitcoin went through this 2017 scaling wars, and we saw a spike in Bitcoin land, and then we built more efficiencies, and then now we've got layer twos, which are Lightning, and now you've got nation state using for payments.
How fast addresses are growing versus what the market is expecting the addresses to grow. So what we're looking at right now in the charts that I brought along are address growth is basically flat.
ETH is in this very weird situation. It's both a strength and a weakness, is that it's a monetary asset that competes with Bitcoin. I mean, I just see it as consolidation, right? I said that in the newsletter. We're going to consolidate. I said that last dip as well as consolidate. It did. Like, consolidation means it comes down, it tests, and then it moves up without crashing. And we're really, like, as it's consolidating, demand's increasing, the hodlers are buying, the speculative guys are actually they're holding strong for their swing trade, while the hodlers are buying more. So there's not a lot of selling. If anything, we're just waiting for the derivative guys that are just in it for the short futures contract to give up on their long position and then get out of that trade, and then once they're all out, then the price can move up. And we're getting quite close. Like, the derivatives data I'm looking at is we're probably within a few days away from the next leg moving up. Just need to see the trend continue, but we're very close to that consolidation bottom. Undoubtedly, a lot of demand, a lot of coins being swept off exchanges. It's also a weird time of the year. Like, tax season upon us, and people are starting to sell down to pay taxes. Also, hedge funds, end of year, they don't really want to do stuff. A lot of traders want to plan for their Christmas holidays. So the fireworks looks like it's really geared to the start of next year. So I feel like we're going to be in this consolidation most of December. I'd be very surprised if we do the plan B $34,000 green candle in 1 month. I feel like it's going to fizzle sideways, and then January we start to pick up pace again. So yeah, like, I feel like we're again, a couple of days out, maybe even sooner. But days out from finding our consolidation bottom and a good move up. It might have started already, but yeah. But on-chain's always been bullish. It's been like, we're buying. And the guys that can dump their speculative swing trade are not dumping. So it's all good, nothing to be worried about. And that's key, right? To know that this thing ain't gonna, like, cave. There's nothing in the on-chain structure that's saying the guys that never sell and suddenly selling, like we saw in May. It was like, whoa, sea change. These guys that have been buying are now dumping.
Bullish. Well, I might get in touch with American Hodl, drop him a text and say, come on, you want another bet under over 100k?
Yeah, I think you're if I can make a synthetic CDO and make a bet on your bet, I'd bet on your side.
So you don't think
I bet that Ben McCormack will win. Can we do a bet? Who's up for that bet?
So you think we'll stay under 100k by the end of the year?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Damn.
We might have a rally, but I don't think we'll make it 100k. And if anything, I think we're going to spend another few weeks consolidating to find the all-time high, and then if we break, then things will move faster. But then you're into days to make $30,000 green candle, and I'm like, it's gonna be tricky. But yeah, I'd bet on you winning the 100k one, which is more of a bet, right? It could go either way with that.
Yeah, I think that's super interesting.
Like, it can do it. Like, in January, we had like a move from 23 to 40, and that was, wow, that was like over 2 weeks. It's doable when this thing runs. If it runs, it's like chaos theory, it's one or the other. It's binary, and it's really hard. Like, people say, what's your price prediction at the end of the year? And it's like, wow, everything's gearing up to pop sometime near the end of the year or early next year, and depending on where you cut that day, it's going to be huge price difference.
Well, especially
for
if we get a
transition.
spot, if we get the spot ETF.
Yeah, though I don't think that's going to happen.
No.
I don't think the powers that be want that.
Nope. Nope, they don't. Nope, they don't. All right, well, listen, look, if he takes me up on the bet, I'll let you know. And that'll make it more exciting towards the end of the year.
Yeah, cool.
All right, Willy, awesome, man. Well, listen, we've got one show. We've got to do it. We've got to do an end of year thing at some point. Figure that out.
Like, is it going to be woohoo? We won the bet. Like, you won the bet against American HODL celebrations. You know,
Yeah.
and like Bitcoin went through this 2017 scaling wars, and we saw a spike in Bitcoin land, and then we built more efficiencies, and then now we've got layer 2s, which are, you know, Lightning, and now you've got a nation state using it for payments. And so scaling eventually got solved, and I think scaling will get solved with ETH with their layer 2s. And like ZK rollup. Don't ask me exactly what that is. I'm not like a coder technologist, but there is ways you can take it onto a higher layer, just like Lightning did, but completely different ways for smart contracts. ETH is in this very weird situation. It's both a strength and a weakness, is that it's a monetary asset that competes with Bitcoin without the sort of, guarantees that security and security guarantees and monetary policy guarantees. But it does, there's no questioning it does compete. I know plenty of family offices and even some corporate treasuries that hold ETH. So it is being used as an inflation hedge. You've seen JP Morgan say it might be better investment than Bitcoin and shit like that. But, you know, while it's got this monetary policy thing, like this monetary property thing, it's got this other thing, which is it's a smart contracts compute engine where people are building really interesting experiments and products that are useful on it that is demanding block space. I was pushing fees through the roof because of this. And then, like, you know, they've done this thing where they're going to harvest that fee and burn their own token to push the monetary side, you know, like to create more scarcity, to push the monetary agenda. So they've gone on a rock and a hard place because they've got this compute engine that is really skyrocketing the fees because of the demand on the block space. And then you've got this monetary side that's yielding that demand to push the price up. And so I feel like it's like Bitcoin in 2017, where, you got scaling wars and everything's congested and people are saying, bail to Litecoin and shit like that, right? But then meanwhile, you've got a lot of these layer 2s that are coming on, and I think they're in a hard place right now, but I think they'll get through it. And fees will drop, and then we've got to figure out whether or not they win against Solana and AVAX and Polkadot and all the competitors. And the interesting thing we're seeing is that apps are jumping, right? They're like deciding, no, I'm not going to build on Ethereum, I'm going to build on Solana. And